interesting topic. Okay, so alright. Ah, okay. Why is it very interesting? Because honestly, introduced it to me. Perhaps a lot of you might relate, or some of you already know what VTubers are. What is the VTubing community? But for those who just like me, because of the restrictions that we are not allowed to go out much, so we are staying in the comfort of the four corners of our room, and we get to discover a lot of things, and what one of them are the VTubers. With me is also a friend who just recently discovered the VTubing community, wherein it's nice to talk about this thing as we discuss a different, not really issues, but the different information that is going on that might help for the newcomers and for all those who are from the older years, like the starting years of the VTubing. You might as well relate to this. Alright, with me is a friend of mine, Emina. You can check out her accounts on the description below. So I'll be introducing. Without further ado, I am going to introduce her to you. Alright, coming in is ta-da! Okay, so here is my friend, a dear friend of mine. Ara, would you mind introducing yourself?
Okay, let me just
Alright, someone got caught doing something that she should not be doing. Good. Well, good thing we were living in a virtual world, so it does not much affect the reality. Alright?
yeah. Alright, so hi. Emina here from Emina Channel. Actually, Emina Channel.
No, as I told you before, you can check down on the description below. All her accounts are there. Do follow her and do subscribe on her channel. I'll be putting out the link after the video. You will be seeing the like the circle thingy we're in. You can click on that. Alright. So since we are going to talk about the VTubing community,
Yeah.
let's ask her first. What is VTubers? What are VTubers?
Okay. So
What are
VTuber.
you?
What am I? What am I? Okay. First and foremost, before I'll answer that question, I think Roanne already said who is the character she is
No, I
cosplaying
didn't
as.
tell them yet. I want
Oh, you
you to
didn't.
tell it first.
Okay. So yeah, mine is it's a closet cosplay. Okay, I don't have his proper costume, proper wig, and everything. So it's all of my what I wear to now are only available on my closet.
Only on your closet.
Yeah, it's a closet cosplay.
Mhm.
But anyways, yeah, it's I'm not sure if it's obvious or not, but yeah, it's Kuzuha from Kuzuha channel.
Okay, so yes, as you can see, Kuzuha here is as what I call an Aibo of mine, a partner. So that is already the biggest clue you could ever get. If you didn't guess it, I don't know what to say, but do tell me who am I basing on her VTubing character. So then, going on to our question, what are VTubers?
Okay. So, oh wait, before I answer that again, I'm sorry. Just a disclaimer. We're not that no an expert. We're not expert on VTubers, but we love them. So
So much.
yeah, we love them so much. Hence the topic.
Alright, yes. No,
Okay,
as
so
yes.
why? Yeah, okay. I thought you were going to say something.
Alright, yes. Okay. So yes, as I mentioned also, we just started learning about VTubers this year, which and it does for us. It's not really how long you've been to it, but it's more on the attention and how much you love them. And of course, a lot of the corners of the community, of the otaku community, are not really much aware, or maybe they know about it, but they're not that knowledgeable. But it's only during these times when it really became a huge thing. So basically, what are VTubers?
Okay, so um, VTubers are streamers, but they're using virtual avatars instead of the normal. Some just like we're doing now. We're on cam.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, basically they're streamers. Though there are some okay, okay, no, let's just end there.
Alright, now here's the thing. What makes a VTuber different from your regular streamers? Aside from their avatars, of course.
Okay, okay. Not all VTubers have this, but most VTubers have their lores. So it's like they have their own persona that they must go in characters. Is that what they call?
Yes.
Yeah, they must be in character and everything. Just like for example, the Kuzuha, I'm cosplaying as he's as a vampire, so he won't. His real age is 150 years old.
Yes.
He's a 150 years old vampire. But so yeah, they have these specific lores that they made, and it's kind of interesting actually, since while they play, they talk about them. I mean, they what do you call that? I'm not sure. I'm sorry,
They
I'm not good at
roleplay?
talking. Yeah, they role play as the character that they are. Uh, that they are.
That they are actually living in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think another thing that makes it interesting is that, of course, people from the otaku community, as what we are, that's where we came from before venturing into the virtual world, is that it is in the boundary of reality and the fiction world. Like, we dwell in the otaku community, we watch anime because, they look good, it's the fiction itself, but we know that they don't really exist. We're in virtual reality, they are actually dangling in between. They are real people and they have a story like in anime, their faces are all in anime, but we all know that they're real people. So the personality that they are showing, one way or another, is their personality. Which is, I think, that what makes VTubers more interesting, right? So there you are, and let's talk about how did it all started.
For me,
Yeah, no, for the VTubing, like, how did the VTubers started? Like, how did the VTubing community came about?
you're seriously asking me that?
Yes, you do
Okay,
know
so
because there's the very
so
first one who's quite famous.
so far from no, I'm not sure if she's even the first one.
Actually, when I was looking into it, she was the very first one who
Oh,
made it
okay.
very popular.
Okay, okay. But anyway, I think from what I know, the first one is Kizuna Ai. Though she doesn't use 2D, just like from unlike the usual VTubers now, because it was Mito who started it. But anyways, yeah, it was Kizuna Ai. She's using I think 3D,
Mm-hmm.
3D,
Yes.
3D ones, and yeah, it all started with her from what I know.
Yes, because actually it was all she was the very first one and it became a huge thing because of her. But was she like even related to any company during that time?
In the first, on her first early days, I think not.
Oh, right. So yeah, it says here that 2016. It was 2016. This was the biggest breakout. This was the biggest breakout for the VTubers, wherein
Mhm.
it was really popped out that everybody knew about it and everybody became interested, becoming them. But it was just her. It was just actually her. For the other VTubers, for my character, for her character, Kuzuha and Kanae, it was still struggling because you remember what like she did mention it to me because she came into the VTubing world first than I do, is that there were only few viewers for some VTubers, right?
Yeah, before the pandemic. Oh, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Before all this happened.
Yeah, actually. So yeah, so actually, I think it's a deciding point. This
Mhm.
event in this world right now that is happening is it's one of the positive thing that I could actually say about this event. It's like for this people, for this community to become bigger than it was.
Mhm.
Right? Now, another thing is, let's talk about rules for them. Let's talk about rules. What makes now for streamers, they also have some rules that they got to follow, right?
Yes.
So how about for these VTubers? Are they just like streamers or do they have lesser freedom?
Actually, I'm not really sure about the normal streamers since I'm not really that watching normal streamers
Mm-hmm.
much. But they have their own rules. And then for meanwhile for VTubers they have their own rules, and there's also the general rules.
Mm-hmm.
Most of their general rules is not during chat or
Mm-hmm.
during live, in their live chat, do not mention other livers
Mm-hmm.
if they are not mentioned or they are not the topic. And do not say, I think it's inside jokes, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And do not mention their name in other VTubers stream if they are not also mentioned, something like that. And but there are also additional rules, um, uh, like um, like again, like
Like.
additional rules like the VTubers that I'm watching, they have this rule that if there are any haters, they viewers should just ignore it,
Mm-hmm.
report, and block. That's it. Do not give attention to them.
Yeah, because I think this is one thing that is a little bit different from your normal streamers. Because for normal streamers, they just like it's quite usual that you mention a lot of things, and they also mention a lot of things. So it's for normal streamers, even for gamers, it's quite more lax when it comes to the chat rules. So it's more like a little bit lax compared to the VTubers, wherein example. Okay. All right. So for example, how do we say that? For the newcomers, do not assume that the rules for this both community are the same. So it was even like I did a mistake before wherein I kind of assumed that they're both the same. So if you are going to venture to the VTubing their website, check on also the company rules that they have to follow. I think it's more safe that way in a way that it how do we say that it does not cause a lot of discord among the fans.
In much easier if you just search a Wikipedia. Wikia, I mean,
Yeah,
sorry.
and I think there is this one website for VTubers.
Yeah,
What do you
yeah.
call? Yeah, wherein you can just like go for VTuber rules. Like wherein most of the VTubers actually they have updated the events of their life. They have updated rules wherein it could actually help us a lot. And one thing,
Or just check their Twitter actually.
yeah, for Twitter. Oh yeah, for those who are actually new to it, it's not. I mean, for me, I don't really use Twitter that much. So I was only actively using Twitter because of VTubers. So if you are looking for information anywhere else, like if you're gonna look for, because this was the first step for the international funds, because Japan it's a huge thing, so they know where to look. But if you're an international fan, it's not really effective if you go to Facebook and look for a page.
Though there are some
Yeah,
groups.
there are like few groups, like each group are dedicated for each company. The funny thing is, when I started, I like for cosplayers and in the otaku community, if there's like a cosplayer that you really want to follow, you go to Facebook, you change, you like put up the name and put the word cosplay or like the page, it's gonna pop up. But don't expect that to happen for VTubers. Because it's less likely. There are some for the huge VTubers. There's like a huge thing for VTubers. You can actually find dedicated pages for them. Have you seen like some for the huge ones?
Hmm? What? Oh, yeah,
And
yeah,
these
yeah,
are
yeah, yeah.
like huge
Yeah, 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 yeah,
gamers.
yeah.
So actually,
Usually
it's
it's in a high.
yeah, it's yeah for Kizuna Eye, for like the top VTubers. You can actually find them, but if you're looking for like it intrigued you, and this VTuber that you're following is not that big, you can actually go to Twitch. Like not really Twitch. Like you go to Twitter, and not all
Mhm.
VTubers use YouTube, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Some use Mildam, some use Twitch,
Yeah,
some
Twitch.
use, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I think like the three main for like VTuber gamers are Twitch, right? Like a lot of them are in Twitch and in Mildom, but for Mildom it's more
On
popular
Japanese.
for Japanese
Mm-hmm.
platform. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what do you think? Like, I think a lot of people are interested into VTubing nowadays. What do you think are like the necessary things that a person should be prepared of if they wanted to go to the VTubing world? What do you think? Like in your opinion, like mentally, physically, equipment,
Equipments.
yeah. Like of course
Wait.
not mentioning the softwares, because for softwares
Oh,
obviously it's on
wait.
your
You're
choice.
asking if there are people who wants to become a VTubers.
Yes. What do you
Is that
think?
it?
Yeah. What do you think are the things that they need to be prepared of physically, mentally, emotionally, and of
I
course.
mean, actually, not just VTubers. Actually,
Mm-hmm,
being flamed or being bashed is normal for
mm-hmm,
any streamers, not just VTubers. So yeah, just be ready for those. And
mm-hmm.
for the equipments, I think just like a streamer.
Yeah, but for me personally, like I think if you're like into like VTubers, it's a little bit higher in a spec in a way, especially with your camera and for your audio. No,
No.
really. So it's just like basically face recognition.
Yeah.
That's quite
That's it.
That's it. That's physically. No,
I
but
mean,
mhm,
basically, VTubers are streamers
streamers
too.
in a way.
Yeah. They just the only difference that they have virtual avatars.
Mm-hmm.
But basically they're the same.
Yes. Oh, but for those who are expect, yes, they are like as what she said. It's basically the same in a way, but depending on which category are you at. Because VTubers are not just random VTubers. There are like all around VTubers, gaming VTubers, idol VTubers. So there is quite a lot of
Yeah, and there's
category.
idol streamers, there are
Yes.
idol.
So I think like if you are like which is what I kind of appreciate is it's not focusing on like gaming VTubers on it's actually a diverse. You can be a gaming idol VTuber and slash if you want to be a multi personal VTubers. Like a lot of VTubers that we know and that we respected are actually going into both sides twice or thrice, which is
Mhm.
as what like was
Let me ask
mentioned.
you,
Yes.
how sure are you that there are no streamers that are doing like that too?
Well, not a lot, most probably, because the streamers that I know are more on even for streamers, they are also on variety. Like I think they also do slashes. Like they are like streamer players, pro players. They're at the same time. Some
Mm-hmm.
of them would even go variety show slash streamers.
So yeah, so
Yes.
I think it's just the same. For
Uh,
me, ah.
yeah, it's the same in a way, but not. I mean, on my opinion, it's more on like how do we say that? Uh, Publicity wise,
Mm-hmm.
it's a little bit more dangerous to be on the other side rather than to be on the virtual.
On the other side.
Yeah, like I mean, like for variety slash streamers slash pros, because they are
Mm-hmm.
actually exposing their like physical appearance, wherein I think a lot of people are going into VTubers because aside from they are shy, they do not want their face to be publicized,
Yes,
and
true,
aside from
true,
they're
true.
very shy, I think there's a lot of introvert and a lot of the VTubers that we know are actually introvert, but when they are behind their avatar, they can actually be as outgoing, and they could actually project a personality that is that they are quite shy to portray physically. But the thing is, there is also like a downside in everything. Wherein for streamers, variety shows, talk shows, like for those who are putting up their physical appearance, it's the privacy.
Ah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's the privacy thing. But there's also like upside for those people who are an outgoing, wherein they are ready to put up their face. They kind of get the attention, which builds up the self-esteem. And like when they people say, "Hi, oh yeah, I know you," that kind of feeling. And like for VTubers, since a lot of them, like more than 50%, I believe so, are actually introverts. That's why they are putting up VTubing, right? Wherein they're even like scared to talk in public because of that issue, like for the publicity issue. So, like for you, if you're going to choose between a physical appearance or into the virtual world, which one are you more comfortable with?
Virtual world, because I hate myself.
Is that the inner Kuzuha you're talking? Is that inner Kuzuha talking? Yeah,
No.
it's just basically personal and everything. So, like, what if you're going to into a virtual world? What would be the advantages for you?
Advantages.
Mm.
I mean, I would like to. I mean, there are no really advantages for me besides my face being covered and all.
Uh-huh. I think like
Because okay, sige.
it's like another thing is like you're doing something wherein you're not gonna be judged by your coworkers, by your family, by other people, because some
Yeah, unless
VTubers
if you're
don't
you're
even
not
know.
find out, of course.
Yeah, and because there are actually VTubers who are not, how do we say that, who do not tell their family because of like the sites or like the judgment, the prejudice that they might encounter. Okay.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yes, and it's not that we're trying to avoid naming some companies, but there are really big companies out there that are huge to everybody, especially if you're into the VTubing community. Now, it really amazes me how they are able to look far fetched in the future when they started their companies. I mean, like, not a lot of people would actually think of making a VTubing company, but it's such a great how do we say that, insight for these
Mm-hmm.
huge companies to actually, how do we say that, to to market people and put some investment until someone became big. What do you think are the difference or like advantages, disadvantages, whichever tosses the coin, for a freelance and for someone who is in a big company?
Okay, from what this is just my opinion, okay? For those freelance, they can just do whatever they want.
Mm-hmm.
But the downside is they don't have the backup when it comes to advertising themselves. Unlike the VTubers that were in the company have the company to help them, not all of it, but at least help them in their VTubing. And they have the name too, of course, the brand.
Yeah, the brand. How about like some of the disadvantages of being in a big company?
Um, the disadvantages, let me think about it first. Ouch.
Mhm.
I am not ready with your questions actually.
I give it. All right.
These are not the things that we talk about.
No, actually, I was looking for those questions. I don't know where I put them.
Mm-hmm.
I think, like, okay, I'll start with one. I think one is you have to be very responsible with the contract that you've signed in. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
it's
that
much
one.
that, okay, even before you go, like, if you sign up for a big, or like, even for small VTubing companies. Before you sign anything, like aside from your excitement, you really have to read your contract and be responsible about it. So it's not really, we really cannot call it like a shackle per se, but it's like being responsible to what you've contracted with. So if, like, for example, you want to do something, of course you need the opinion of the company because they are taking care of you, and that is like, it's a part of doing your responsibility as one of their talents. It's the same, like it's like the same if you're an actress, an actor, or any artist of a how do we say that, a showbiz company, or and you really have to follow all the rules. I mean, because that's what you're contracted with. Unlike if you're in a freelance, at what as what you said, you do whatever you want. But if you did something wrong, that is also your responsibility. Unlike if you're in a big company, if something went wrong, there's actually someone to back you up. And there's someone actually to help you put things out. If something bad happened to you, they are there to protect you and to help you out with things.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think those like are for me. How about you? Do you want to add something more about that?
No, none.
None.
I don't want to
So
talk about it actually.
no, I mean, like, actually, it's like a topic that is like being brought out that a lot of people have to know in the VTubing community. And
Mm-hmm.
if you wanted to join this kind of like, for people out there who are, no, since it's a big thing, and I know like a friend who is into it because it's a big thing and she is very passionate about it. So you really have to really think twice if you wanted to join a company or to have a freelance, because both of them actually have good sides and bad sides. So you really have to think about it. Okay. So because there's this one who I just discovered who's like a freelance, you really have to wait patiently until you become big. But if you want to become big immediately, you also have to follow some rules if you want to get contracted. Okay. So as for the VTubing community and overall the VTubing community, the fans.
Unlike the normal streamers that they're the usual that they have on cam and everything, they get to role play and everything. And there are even, what do you call this? I think there are people who likes 3D stuffs, and
Mhm.
some some VTubers have their 3D, let's see, 3D concerts.
Oh
They also like to
yes.
sing and
Mhm.
everything.
Otaite.
Utatemite,
Mhm.
utatemite,
Mhm.
try to sing something like those. And yeah, but most especially for me, I got attracted with their voice.
Yeah, I mean, yes. Basically, at first I was got interested, but yeah, it's really the voice that gets stick to it.
Their voice, their personality as their
Mhm.
avatars and everything.
Yeah, and since voice was mentioned and concert was mentioned, it's so nice that you can see. Unlike for anime, you do know that it's an anime. That's just about it. But for VTubers, like those who are actually having a concert, like in a 3D kind of concert, it's so nice to know that, oh, I know behind that image is someone at the back who is actually that person singing and dancing.
Mm-hmm.
You are still confident, unlike for like for animation, it's being controlled by softwares.
Yeah.
Yeah, unlike for them, they are in a way an animation, but they put a lot of time to practice to sing. So basically it's like a singer, a dancer in a virtual world, as per se VTubers in a virtual world, which is fascinating. It's very fascinating. And well, aside from that, okay, we are both from the cosplay community and the VTubing community wherein we just involved recently. Okay, I'm not really scared to say this because this is a fact that everybody is can observe. Okay, is we love the cosplay community. We do love it. This is a hobby that where I all started from. But I love how Well, each community has their toxicity, but I love how accepting, how supportive the VTubing community, especially for the international fans. I like how the international support each other in a way, especially for those like, as you know, VTubers are in Japan and they speak Japanese. It's so hard for you to actually understand all the context. No matter how you love them, if you don't understand them, it's not really gonna work. But I love how supportive the fans are. Oops, something fell down. I love how supportive the fans were in the clip. Okay, when we say VTubing community, I really don't wanna scratch them out because they are the reason why I am into it. Actually, are the clippers.
Yes, they're the gods.
Yes.
Thank you, peepers.
Yeah, actually, the VTubing community, especially this pandemic, yeah, we all know it became very big in Japan, but it also became very big internationally. It's because of the Clippers. Okay, so it's not just like this event that made us stuck in our rooms, but it's also the VTubers, right?
You mean the clippers?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, the Clippers. And another thing is, there's a lot, and it's a problem in the animation. It's problem in the manga community. Community is like piracy. We can never actually, how do we say that? Turn our eyes, because actually we are. It's expensive. It's expensive, and even for us, we are taking advantage of it in our own way. But for the VTubing, I love how the clippers, how the translators, they actually, like, for example, what you did, you bought something, but you don't know, you don't understand it, but you have the receipt. They will only give you the translated script if you show them the receipt.
Yeah, actually, but
It's not
since
a
I'm an
lot.
introvert, I
Yeah.
don't have any connections to that.
I mean, but well,
But basically, yeah, you
yeah,
can
they
reach
have
out to
that.
other people. There are those who tweet wait,
Yeah.
tweetcast. No, 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 not that friend. Tweet. Those. There are those people who tweet some
Mhm.
translations. During their live,
Still
what
live.
live tweet.
Yeah.
Sorry, live tweet. That's what they call it. Live tweet
Yes. And
during stream.
plus, one thing that you're gonna be encouraged to buy voice packs, especially for the big VTubers. You know that somebody, if you see, if you give them the receipt, they would actually give you the translated script. So you are quite confident. I want to buy this, and I know that somebody from the community, as long as I can prove that I bought it and it's not of piracy, they're going to help me. That is how help, like, it's really nice for you to feel the care of your fellow your
Fellow fans.
fellow fanatics. We're in, of course, we also have that kind of support in other otaku community. It's just that it's loosely among close friends. It's loosely among close friends, but yeah, if you know how to look, you really just have to ask around. And yeah, they are quite supportive, but of course it's not just all, it's every day's not Sunday, every day's not, sunny and blooms. There are also some things, but it's really not a lot. It's not really a lot. If you focus on your VTubers and like the good clippers, it's really fun. And one thing I think that made me so interested about them, and of course, if for example, if you're interested in one artist, you just like, it's hard to look for what they do daily, but for VTubers, you know, you get to involve in their daily life through their streams, and they update you, which is, well, compared to like the animation, the mangas that you're watching and reading, quite different. How about you? Looking forward in the future, how far can you still involve yourself with the VTubing community?
I'm not actually sure for now,
Mm-hmm.
but since just like you said, they have updates every day.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't. I think I'll stay with them. I stick to them for a very long time. I hope.
Mm-hmm.
And since they are also gamers, and I'm also a gamer
Uh-huh.
myself, I like games, and
Yes.
they play games. They sometimes play my favorite games, and so yeah, I watch them. And before VTubers, I already watch YouTubers. That let's play games like PewDiePie, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and hence it's hence and hence. I mean, so yeah, I'll stick to them for a long time.
For a long time. Yeah, actually, one influence that VTuber had on me is that I basically only play the games that I'm interested, and I usually just stick with one game. And it's gonna be like last for a long time. But most of the time, I stick with one game, two games. But recently, I've become interested into the gaming world because of VTubers. So it's like a
They have the
gateway for me.
influence.
Yeah, they really have like an influence to you. No, what are like how do we say that? What comfort has the VTubing community given to you?
What comfort?
Yeah.
Actually, their conversations.
Like what
They have
conversations?
they have their this interesting conversations sometimes. Especially when it comes to collabs,
Mm-hmm.
when they are collabing with other people. They have these interesting topics that makes you laugh out
Uh-huh.
loud. And sometimes you get to think about what their perspective in life too.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, my Oshi, I will not. One of my Oshi mentioned something, and it changed my perspective on on that topic.
Mm. Yeah, they're
It
quite influential to us.
Yeah, actually, they they. I'm not sure if I'm just addicted or what, but to the point that I'm also buying their peripherals as them.
Yeah, same thing in a way. I think it's not really more on addiction. It's just that example, you're a gamer and they're also playing a game. And you know if they're gonna mention the things that they're using, you would it's more of like, okay, I also some no, but sometimes even if we don't need it. But it's like when you need
Right,
some yeah.
right,
No,
okay, right.
no, but like, example, if you are going to buy something, your first priority would be the brand that they are using or the brand that they are actually related with, right? Like for example, you're like you needed something like this, and like okay, does he use this, and what kind of brand does he use? So it's like the priorities on the branding changed, so they're quite effective market ambassadors in a way. Yeah, they
Yeah,
should be
actually,
given such they should be
they're very
given like a
effective.
code. They should be given a code wherein you are going to use this code if you're going to buy an item because of this because of this ambassador. No, I want people to know from the big companies because it's not just Japan. Like, okay, example, in Japan, you're using this because of this one. Maybe they can actually have a survey on that. Especially if he just started using the product and then suddenly the product surged because it was mentioned. They just didn't know that even in the international scene, it is happening. That because of them, this certain product or this brand is actually selling well. They deserve more money because of it. Oh, just like.
And actually, one thing that they influenced me too was previously when I started YouTubing last year, I didn't want to stream live
Mm-hmm.
because I was too shy. And as you can see, I'm not that talkative, just like now.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, most of the time I don't know what to say, and so I hated the idea of live streaming. But when I started to watch them, I think I think I might just uh
Try.
like try, yeah,
Uh-huh.
and do my best, I guess. But yeah, but when I started live streaming, it was less hassle for me because I don't have to. My poor editing skills is not needed anymore.
Same.
My poor editing
Same.
skills yeah, it's not needed anymore because sometimes in fact I'm super lazy person.
Oh my goodness, if you're lazy, what do you call me? I don't want to talk anymore.
But yeah, we're lazy.
Yeah,
We're
in a
just a
way.
lazy people, and editing videos is kind of a hassle,
Hustle.
much so that we have our full-time jobs,
Mm-hmm.
full-time jobs that we already do on our daily basis. And usually, though this streaming and stuff for us is just for fun, so we don't get any money from it, or it's not sponsored or anything.
So it's like yeah, same thing actually. One of the reason why I yeah, same reason I'm lazy, but my thought on uploading for YouTube videos before was like I wanted to share something because I'm a person who sometimes overshares and I like sharing things with my
Okay,
life.
go ahead.
Yeah, so like I like to share a lot of things about my life, especially the things that I find interesting. So I like upload videos. So I upload whenever I want to share something. I upload when I want to. So basically, that's just like if I want to, I want to. If not, no, I don't care. But when I watched my like this VTubers, I was so amazed. Like, wow, it's so amazing how you do it. So I was also encouraged. Like, okay, I'll do as much as I could. Like, yes, basically, we all ended up streaming because, yeah, we're lazy to edit, especially if it's a long one.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, true.
personally, I like recording videos. I like talking, but I don't like myself looking at myself editing my video. I feel so awkward looking at myself talking and everything. So I'd rather like okay, stream. So that's why I don't really edit my videos. Like there's like if you would check there's a lot of like mistakes and those stuff because I record it, I put a thumbnail, I just put some stickers before, but now I'm lazy and then like upload it. That's just about it. So yeah, it makes and when I'm having a bad day, when I'm really having a bad day, they like they actually make you feel good. The
Yeah.
interaction. So
Mm. Basically.
when I get pissed off at my work, I look for my favorite clipped, the clipped part, or like I put on their song, or like I just put their
Especially their
clips,
songs,
their
actually.
songs,
I love their songs.
and as long as I hear, especially with the person that I really like, he's not really my type when it comes to voice. His voice was not really my thing, but it's because it's so soothing that it relaxes me, that it lessens my anxiety. I would even question myself, why your voice? But then beyond that, after discovering his personality, oh my goodness, his personality is a bit twisted but really good. How about you? Other comforts that you found in them
I already said it.
aside from that?
I can't think much. I told you I'm not that.
She's not much open into it. Like, yeah, same with the vampire that we know.
I'm not. Okay, personally, I'm not fond of sharing.
Mm-hmm.
You're the
Yeah.
opposite of me. I'm not fond of
Yes, for
sharing
sure.
actually. And most of the time, when I am just like now when I am being
Uh-huh.
questioned, my mind is blank. But then after the stream,
I should have said
I, I, I,
this.
I should have said this. I should have said that something like along those lines. But yeah, I'm that kind of person. I have a pea brain.
No, I think it's more
I have a
like
pea brain that doesn't work properly.
no. This is the reason why you're understanding why VTubers are actually hiding behind the avatar. Because I think if their face is being shown on cam, it's the same feeling that you have now. Like they get blank. Unlike if you're hiding
Yeah,
behind an
actually,
avatar.
as if you if you'll check right now, I'm not showing my face unlike now during stream because
Mhm.
I get self conscious and everything.
I think that's precisely why these VTubers decided to like hide behind an avatar. Because I think they are more open because they do not need to think about what do I look like this, like am I making the right, because they just go all out, because basically nobody knows about them, so they cannot be judged by their friends or whatnot. That's why, like, yeah, that's why the VTubing community is really interesting, and in a way, I am very thankful that it came to be at the right moment of my life. Though I came into it late, but it really went into the right timing. Okay. How about
Yeah.
you? Yeah.
No, actually, I wanted to 3 years ago.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to be there with them. 2 years ago, I wanted. Okay. Besides cosplaying, I'm
Uh-huh.
also a collector. So
Yes.
there are a lot of merch that I missed, and um, their merch are always not always, but mostly are limited in a set of time, and there are a lot of it that I didn't have the chance to get it because yeah, I was 3 years late.
I was like, I was just, we were just few months late regarding that one certain. No, there's this two certain merch that I'm really regretting on not getting. The original version of, oh my gosh, it's upside down, of the plushie because he's really, really cute. And the voice pack that I really, really wanted to have. That it came so late. But yeah,
Mm-hmm,
those
yeah,
were
because
like,
most voice packs are usually they have this set of time
mhm,
sale date.
yeah.
What's that what they call? Yeah, yeah. They have these deadlines, and after that, it's gone. But there are also times that they will try to resale
Mhm.
it. But I think it's gonna take
It's gonna
a
take
few.
a long
Yeah,
time.
it's gonna take a lot of time. Just like now, there's this company that I follow. They have this 29. They resale this 2019 voice pack as of now. Yeah, I think
Mhm.
2019 voice pack. Their
Isn't that
Halloween.
2018?
What?
Isn't that 2018?
No, 2019. I
Oh.
actually bought it.
Uh-huh.
I actually bought it. Wait, or was it 2020? And something like that, previous years. But I bought it. Actually, I bought it. Their voice it. But anyway,
That's why,
but anyway,
guys, if something came out and you really wanted it, do not think twice because it might take a long time before it got resaled,
yeah,
or will it ever be resaled?
if you have the budget, why not, right?
Yeah,
If you
if
have the
you
budget,
really have it.
but guys, just but don't force yourself, okay?
Yeah,
If you don't have the budget, don't force
it's
yourself.
quite expensive.
Okay,
That's
it's in our
in our
perspective.
currency. It's
Yeah,
expensive.
yeah, it's a quite expensive hobby to have. I mean hobby, yeah, hobby.
Yeah, it's a very expensive hobby. And in a way, for example, they would announce that something like this is coming up. Try to save for it so that you don't get frustrated because that frustration can turn into depression, I'm telling you. But it's not yeah, they do announce important merch or important plans that they'll be having. It's the same on most of the companies. They do announce it. So when there's something that you like, go for it.
Yeah, and it's nice to support
Yes.
our VTuber favorites, or
Favorites.
we just with them in general, because from what I heard, I'm not sure about the outcome others, but from what I heard, they get most of their money in their voice packs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure about merch. And in their YouTube, yeah, you know the percentage.
Yeah, you can check
But
it down.
yeah, but anyways, most of their money they get from the voice packs.
On the voice pack. Because as
Yeah.
for you, for the YouTube percentage, we really cannot say about it because it differs because you have a percentage YouTube company and then the VTuber. So it's divided into three parts wherein each parts YouTube, they get that solid 30% to everybody, right? To
Yes, yes, yes,
everybody.
30%.
So they
Yes.
get that to streamers, YouTubers, everything. That's basically 30%. But for the agreement between VTubers,
Yeah, yeah, most
like
most of
a
it,
lot
most of it.
bigger than the division that they are getting from YouTubes and Super
Mhm,
Chats.
yeah, it's big.
It's
Actually, it's a lot bigger.
it's a lot bigger for the
Yeah,
percentage.
than the super chat in YouTube.
Yes, that
But
is.
but
Mhm.
but it's nice also to give the
Yeah,
super
to give the
chats.
super chats because that is during their live stream. It's
Mhm.
nice to know, like you see your name, and sometimes there are these VTubers. There's a lot of these VTubers who would actually read your name
Mhm, yeah,
aloud.
and thank them. Thank you.
Yes, which is
And you
it's a
can
nice
also
one.
there you have the option to put input some message during the super chat, or or you can just give them a super sticker.
Yeah, a
I think
super
that's nice
sticker.
too.
That would be
Super
very
sticker.
great.
Yeah, I mean it's nice to encourage, support them
Yeah, in a way,
during
because
live stream.
if you're looking at the big amounts for other people, they can do that, but do not be discouraged, because no matter how big or small that you're giving, because they do know it's not really much of the amount, but it's like the heart that you're putting into it. And if you want your super chat to be read, you have to know the rules for each VTubers, because they have rules when to say super chat, when to read super chats, and there are also some who don't. So you really have to know if you're following a certain VTuber. You have to like get the gist of the rules.
Yeah,
Uh,
just like some VTubers also have this their episode of streams that
mhm.
it's purely thinking the super chats. I think that's
Yeah,
nice. That's nice actually. Excuse me.
for them to be recognized.
Yeah,
That would
and
be
it's
nice.
in a way it's nice to have a chat with your listeners too.
Yes.
Interaction between the liver and the fan.
Yes. So that is why, like, you really have to support if you can, but it's as what she said a while ago. Don't force yourself, because
Yeah, I mean,
even your
just
Oshi
watching
wouldn't
their stream is
appreciate.
already a support.
Yes, like actually, like putting like an encouragement words, if you want them to understand and you can't speak Japanese, you just, hey there, Google Translate. That's our best friend. So it's not much of a language barrier nowadays, since technology is quite advanced. There
Mm-hmm.
are, so basically it's just support your VTubers in a healthy way, because you have to be very careful as a fan, even for us. um it, the, it reflects if you are so openly saying that this is your, or this is the liver that you're supporting, this is the VTuber that you want, then, and if you're on Facebook, on Twitter, using that image and posting that everywhere, you have to be very careful, because you are in a way representing that VTuber.
Yeah,
So
actually, a person from I don't know, KR
mhm.
mentioned that. Oh wait, ID or KR? I'm not sure, but yeah, something like those along those lines. Be respectful from one another.
Yes.
If you don't like the content of a liver, just go.
Don't go in it in the first place. That's
I
one
mean,
thing.
hating it's okay to I mean just for me since we are all different, if you don't like the liver, you don't have, it's unnecessary to vocalize your hate for them.
Mhm. Yeah.
Vocalize your hate for them, you can just keep it to yourself.
Yeah. Talk it out with your friends. Talk
Yeah,
among
talk
your
about it
others
with your friends
behind the
privately,
yeah,
but
behind, like,
do not say it publicly.
publicly, and
Yeah,
to actually go to the VTuber that you hate, and you're gonna
and then attack them.
attack
Oh
them.
no.
It's not really
No,
good.
that's not nice. Just let's just be respectful.
Respectful, because as it was mentioned, you are in a way representing the VTuber, and there
Mm,
are a
yeah.
lot of new fans. There are a lot of new fans that would be worried if they see it. Like, I think I really like this VTuber, but I'm seeing a lot of fans like this, so I'm going to another one. So it, in a way, it's not good. It's not good for the VTuber that you're supporting. So you just have to be very kind to everybody, because your VTuber is actually kind to everybody, and like, look at you. So it's nice to be friendly, especially it's online, and during these times, we need to be more kind and encouraging, so that
Mm-hmm.
you can get a lot of people to come into your fandom to actually promote the VTuber that you're into it. So there you are. So actually, that is like VTubing in a nutshell. So there are things, especially we really cannot be informative about it. So that is why it's more of a discussion around these lines. The reason that we cannot go very informative about it, because it's really hard as an international fan, because the things that you're seeing online and what is actually happening in Japan are quite different, and we ourselves are not in Japan. There are informations, things that are disseminated there, wherein they are the only ones. Yeah,
Talk about
this
in
specific.
depth.
Yeah.
So yeah. So but most of what we talk are only our opinions and what we know.
Uh
So
huh. And what we've
if you
observed.
you observe some wrong things to what we said, you can just comment down below.
Yes. So actually, it would be very nice
It would be
also.
very nice because it will be additional knowledge for
Information.
us.
And
Yeah,
if you
information.
want, like, there, no, as what we mentioned, we just entered the scene in the community.
Yeah.
So there's
Eh,
still a lot of things that we don't know, and you can be very informative about it. Okay, that would be
yes.
very nice.
Advance, thank you very much for that.
And if like there are like things that are like, you can just slide a DM.
Uh-oh.
So
Yeah, just DM us and I'm not sure about her, but you can DM me on Twitter.
yeah, I actually put like on things on the description informations because they are not very sure about it, because there are informations that only the VTubers are aware of, and you will know that it's real if they're the one who said it.
Yeah.
But if you're looking things and they over the internet, this person said about it. I've read about it. Take it with a grain of salt, especially if it's not from the company itself. It's not announced by the company. It was not said by the VTuber. Let's be worried about this information, because those might not be real. Those are might also be the observation or the opinion of the person who said or wrote those things.
Yes,
So
true.
it's something that I want everybody to be aware of. So the things that you should just believe are the things that been announced by the company, mentioned by the VTubers, mentioned by the VTubers partner or like collab during that time. So those get the first-hand information. Especially, it's virtual. We are living in reality. They live in the virtual world. It's a little bit hard to connect, okay? It's a bit static. Their internet is faster, us is not, so the misinformation might be disseminated. Okay? Alright, anything else that you want to add?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you ask about the advantages, right?
Yes.
You see, I'm very,
Yay! Alright, at least it
I'm
came to
very
you
late.
before it ended.
I told you, my pea brain is just loading, buffering. Ah, yeah, yeah.
Her virtual
Because,
parallel world is a bit different from mine.
but yeah, yeah. So, anyways, because of VTubers, I got to know also other streamers like the pro gamers.
Oh yeah, actually.
Yeah, and yeah, they with that I also watch them sometimes, though especially clips. But and also not just the VTubers, the interaction between each other is also funny at times. It's also funny, and it's nice to see some pro gamers. It's a big fan. It's
Yeah.
a fellow fan, and they go
Go
crazy
crazy about them.
about them. And yeah, I understand them.
You kind of
And
actually relate to it, right?
yeah, and because of that, I'm also a fan of them.
Now, yeah, speaking of like as a pro gamer, since you mentioned about it, now she's really into gaming, so she knows a lot of stuff. But there were like new things for me, like how things are going on the pro gaming world, wherein I was only got interested because they interacted with them, so I kind of researched who is who, how does this thing work, like a lot of those things. So even the gaming world is quite interesting, and I really had this like misconception, because yeah, as what you said, from pro gamers are actually going crazy about VTubers. So I have this
Yes.
stereotype thinking that gamers are like they're only on their games, they're a little bit serious and shy type. And when I watch them interacting, like, man, you're crazy. I was like, the typical, if you're like a gamer, you're on your games, you're like kind of introvert, you don't dull much, and you don't think much of the VTubers. That was my perception. You're into your game, so you don't think much of the VTuber. You're not really into it, so it's like out of their mind. And then when they were like talking about it, they're actually like just like us. They really are like otakus, and they're just normal people who go crazy about the things that they want or that some things that they like, and you get to know more about them.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, which is quite. And there are like these games that they play, especially the games that we're playing right now. Like I haven't played FPS for quite almost almost
Ah,
two
yeah.
decades.
That
But
too.
oh,
The Actually, to be honest, I'm not fond of FPS.
mm-hmm.
I'm not really fun because the last time I played was I don't think I think I was 5 years old.
Yeah, but well,
5
not
years
that
old.
late.
That was Counter Strike,
I played
and
it when I was
then
6 or 7,
yeah, yeah, something around
around
those
those
age,
age.
around those age, and I'm not even good at it. I'm not even good at it. Um, so yeah, while watching them because it's what they usually play, Apex. It's Apex that connects them actually. But anyways,
Yeah.
but anyways, while watching them play, I got interested too, and
Mm-hmm.
so I installed it, played it, and love it.
Yeah, it was. The reason why I became wary of FPS is that I got traumatized by my brothers and my cousins. Actually, up until now, it's really hard to remove it because like I get panic every time, like really every time. I thought there was this one time in the beginning I don't even trust my teammates. That's how bad it was. You know how boys are? They tend to bully the only girl and the youngest because they think it was fun. I was 6 then, the other one was 10 or 11. How could they do that to a kid? But yeah, I began to like appreciate the adrenaline. Like at first I really don't understand like how can you play for like this long? Like this is like 12 hours. Like this is so long. How could you endure it? When I was playing it, I could even play more than that when you're having fun. So I was like you get to understand and you get to discover a side of yourself.
Yeah, that you haven't really
Yeah, you haven't no
known
because
about.
like you are very wary of it. You don't want to do it, and for us, when we don't want to do it, we don't want to do it. But
Yeah,
because of this VTubers, we try to like okay, let's try about this thing. Let's try to do it like streaming, gaming, and you actually like have fun with it. So it's not just learning. It's not just comforting. It's also in a way discovering a side of yourself. So guys, VTubing,
to fans, you also have a lot of haters.
yes,
That's it. And being a kid to have a kid to experience that.
you're
Oh
not
no.
mentally matured and ready
Uh,
for
I,
that.
I'm yeah. I think it's safe to say that you're not prepared for
Hmm.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
something almost those times.
even for the VTubers, there are times when they become low. No matter how strong your mental fortitude is, there will always be a time when you get hit and they get hit. Like sometimes they get to see hate comments every day and they just like, it's okay, it's fine. But no matter how strong you are, there's this one point of your time wherein you get hit. Like you feel so low, you know about it, and they're gonna hit you right on it. They're gonna rub salt on the wound, which is they being matured and they've been in the scene for a long time and they still get affected. How much more for like the new ones or even for the younger generation if you're planning to. So like, yeah, it's something that it's not really gatekeeping, but we advise to gatekeep it for the younger ones because it's not good. It's not good. Go settle yourself with TikTok or YouTube. But
But unless if you're really confident, you do you.
well,
You
we're
do
not
you.
stopping you, but
Yeah, we're not stopping you.
warnings
It's
have
just
been laid.
a yeah, it's just a opinion from us.
Yeah, it's a
So
warning.
you don't have to listen to us actually.
But when something went wrong, don't say we didn't tell you.
Yeah, just be ready. Just
Yeah,
be ready
just a
for those
reminder.
instances.
Yeah, just a
Be-
reminder.
Because yeah, there's this also a pro gamer
Hmm.
who said there I only read this as a translated small things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that they did and haters gonna attack
Yeah,
something
haters
along
can
those
hate.
lines. Yeah. So yeah, being as a VTuber is there is hard. Just like now, when I watch, I just watched a person, a VTuber, who was
Mhm.
struggling, and he was crying
Look how sad that is.
because because well, it's not because of rape, of course, but it was he said that it's because of ranking
Oh,
in
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Apex,
yeah.
and they ask he said it's because he's a VTuber streamer.
Mhm.
He's a VTuber streamer, and it's nice to be on the at least higher, since it's his mainstream main game.
Mhm.
So yeah, he was crying a lot. Just he was crying. When I
Just
watched him, it was actually I don't know how to feel. I mean I feel bad for him, but we
it's
mostly
kind of
laughed.
funny. It's kind of funny,
Yeah,
but
and one thing is it's cute.
it's no. That's the thing with VTubers. You can actually openly say your woos. You can openly act as a kid because hey, nobody knows my face anyway. Not everyone's
Yeah.
gonna laugh at me when I walk down the street, as if everybody would say, "Hey, I've watched your stream. You cried. You're so funny." Well, it's not gonna happen like that, and that's like the good side of it. But let's like as what like a little bit mentioned, flamed. One thing that's the reason why people are so brave to do it because they don't know the person. Just because they're looking a moving avatar, they don't know the person. They're kind of courageous to say it. Okay. In the
But yeah,
big,
haters gonna hate.
yeah, but on the bigger
That's it.
side,
That's the
VTubers,
internet.
VTubers can kind of get recover from flames because they know that you don't
Yeah,
know
they
me. You don't know me. You only know like this facade, so they get to make it as a
yeah, I mean
springboard
most of them are strong mentally.
mentally, which is like
Yeah.
wow. They're kind of well. If you're gonna play like a rage game, like the other one, what do you call that, where you're in a pot and you're
Oh,
gonna
getting over it.
getting over it and you're gonna play that for hours, is not well. They are very very patient. I can attest to that. I like
and 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 there's also one thing about them that I like. Not just these VTubers, okay. Also streamers from international streamers.
Mhm.
When they say a bad word not in their native language, it's it's
so cute.
it's very cute, and unlike the usual
People
videos
who really
that
speaks
we
the English
see, that
language.
it's yeah, when they voice out those words, it's kind of off-putting, but
Yeah.
but if it's them, it's actually kind of cute.
Yes. I
even when
don't.
they were even when they're
It's
frustrated.
yeah. This is like me as a person. I'm not really a person who actually says profanities, and I really don't appreciate some profanities. So that was what I really thought about myself then. But when I'm not even sure if what you said was like a profanity. I mean, this is the realization that came into me. No matter what, it's just a word, but it depends on how you deliver it and the tone of your voice. The tone of their voice, oh my goodness, it's just way too sweet.
Yeah,
Yes,
even if they curse in their own language.
yes, actually, even they even like say something bad, their jokes, they think that this was like a joke or a troll that is a little bit sadistic, and when you look at it, it's funny comparing to how other people in the international scene, the way that you joke and you tell that hey, they're bullying me. That's not even a bully. It's like a kid diss.
Yeah, actually.
It's like you call that a bully? No, you've never seen the worst kind of bully. So that is why it's kind of nice how they bully each other in a way not you don't feel
In a
bad.
friendly,
You
yeah,
don't
friendly
feel
manner.
bad to the other person. You actually like laugh about it because the person being bullied is not really offended. That's how
There,
they care for each other.
there are even some VTubers out there who likes to be bullied.
Oh yeah. And it's what I like about the VTubing is like it's really in a virtual world, in a parallel world. Like you can say like this company is this nation, this company is this nation, and still in a way they have this like international, like you can just say like a cross or collaboration. We're in, it's not, they still cross. So even if like okay, this is like the company what I'm focusing in, but I get to know other companies through them, because people would make a lot of issue regarding this company and this community, but the VTubers themselves, they're okay with each other. So it's like the reality of life. It's still the same. Like they care for each other, they love each other, they don't hate each other, even if they're from the different company, they just don't mention names due to, of course, they don't want the other party to be flamed, or they don't want the fans. But in reality, in the reality of their virtual world, they actually, they're actually good with each other. So
Yeah.
like fans, please, they're okay with each other, so you should also be okay with each other in the virtual world, in the keyboard, in the internet world. If you don't have something against another someone, talk with your friend who also hates that thing, and don't put it over the internet, because the only thing that connects us to this virtual VTubers is the virtual internet world. That's the only connection that we have. So don't use that platform for to inform them. You can just like stick to your reality. Don't go hating going inside their virtual world. Internet will be internet, but you know they love each other. It's kind of good. So the VTubers are really like, it's a new thing. That's the new thing, as I've noticed now. It's the new thing. Like I think now everybody knows the word VTubers. I believe
I
so.
mean, those who are in the community.
Yeah, in the otaku community,
Yeah.
basically only few people in the otaku community know about it. But now everybody knows
Yeah.
VTubers. It's no
But
longer a big word.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But of course, Nervis won't know.
Yeah, the new
As
one.
usual, as usual. I
As
mean, it's in the interest of the person.
yeah, it's on the interest. But anyhow, so yeah, that will be now. Before we go, are there any last famous words that you would want to say?
Yeah, I want not really a famous word,
Like quote, or
but
like any like
uh,
not really a quote, but
yeah,
like
yeah, that's
I'm,
but yeah,
I'm on the
no,
in denial
no,
stage.
stop,
Let
stop.
me
You
be.
are a sim. If you would not admit it, then then I will admit it for you.
No, I'm not a simp
No,
because
you're a
I'm the
sim.
wife.
You're a sim. But oh, here's a gatekeeper. But
I'm
anyways,
the
anyways,
wife.
no, that's a joke. That's a joke. That's a joke. But anyways, yeah,
Yeah,
we
please do
support
support them.
support them if you can,
Mm-hmm.
and there, give them a chance if you're still new,
Yeah,
to give them a chance. There are a lot of clips out there. There
yeah.
are translated clips for the
For the
uh
international ones.
for the international allowance, and there are also VTubers.
Yeah,
If that's your thing, uh, there are a lot of different kinds of VTubers out there,
yeah.
and you might like them one way or another.
Yes, so like if you're not into it, check what VTubers are. You can check around. Maybe there's like an avatar wherein you like. Okay, but if you have time and you really haven't thought of which one to check, I would really recommend for you to check. Please follow Kanae channel. Please do subscribe. Road to 1 million. Okay, I'm a simp of that person. If you didn't
Oh,
notice
see,
it.
see,
Okay, no, I'm a
you
simp
just
and
said
a
it.
wife,
You just said
and
it.
I'm
You
all
just said it.
out.
You just said it.
Yes, he knows about it. Like,
But yeah,
yeah, yeah.
you subscribe to them.
Do
I mean,
subscribe to
there
them.
are a lot. There are a
Yeah.
lot of them
But
out
if you
there.
don't know which one to choose first, my
Yeah.
Oshi's there. Her Oshi's there. If you are into girls, I think there's a lot. I'm not really. There's a lot of names. Actually, you can just look for female VTubers. There's a lot.
Yeah, there's a
There's a
lot,
lot.
especially in Hololive, the company Hololive. But
And make sure
but
that
also there are also companies VSpo. Yeah,
Yeah.
I also watch them and they're interesting.
And
It's like this. Since if you are watching anime, most of them, the introduction is like anime like,
yes, yes, yes.
anime like. So yeah, it's interesting. It's
Yeah.
funny.
For females, there's like yeah, VSPO, they're good gamers and females too. Hololive, there are games and idols. We also
Yeah,
have
they're very good at singing,
fish
dancing.
yeah, dancing and all that. We also have V Shoujo, which
Yeah, yeah,
is
Vishujo.
it's in San Francisco. Okay. So if but most they primarily use live streaming. So if you're on an international scene, you can check if you speak English. Go to Vshoujo. We also have Niji Sanji En. They're
Yes.
also females. Yeah, they're basically for now they're all females.
Yeah, basic for now.
For
I mean, they announced it that
Yeah.
Nilsson, yes, and I'm ready to sip again. But of course, I won't leave my Oshis, my triple K Oshis.
Yeah, cause you know, there's we have a lot of Oshis, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. Even though I really want to watch them all, but there are a lot of them out there, and so I usually just concentrate on my Oshis.
Mm-hmm. And if you also want to become a VTuber, now you can check on this. Alright, you can check on different companies because you can check on their Twitter because they do put up. How do we say that? They put up auditions.
Yeah,
They
there are
yeah,
auditions.
they put up auditions. So if you would notice, there are like some company names here. You can visit Niji Sanji, Hololive, Kamitsubaki, Toys Factory, Dot Live, Vic Incorporation, Vishojo, and also what was the other one that you've mentioned? VSPO. But for VSPO, make sure that you're a very good gamer.
Yeah, because their goal is yeah. One thing is in excuse me. Yeah, one thing is for sure. Different companies have their goals.
Mm-hmm.
Just like VSPO, their goal is to have a like esports players. So yeah, they're all good at gaming.
Yes.
They're good at gaming. So yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and another thing is for the male ones, do check. Don't be worried when we said female gamers because I'm telling you there are a lot of monsters there. Okay, they're very good. So because there's this like notion that if you're a girl, you're not very good at it. But please change that notion. Do check some of like you can go to like YouTube, check on female VTuber gamers. You'll be amazed. You'll be amazed by how good they are. They can actually, some of them are even better than some male VTubers. That's how diverse the VTubing is. You really cannot set. Oh, and you make sure that the VTuber that you're following, that if it's a female avatar, make sure that it's a female so that you don't get hurt in the long run.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Even if you know the gender, it's even much better. You know that, you know that feeling.
No, so that you don't like blame us like yeah you didn't tell us that there are like actually like female avatars but male. Okay, all right, you have to do your research and everything. They're honest with it. There are even some who are still using their real male voice but the avatar is a lolly one.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's something like that.
Yeah, so yeah. So like yeah, before we go, yes, VTubing community is a very fun community. It's a new discovery that you should venture with now that you're stuck in the four corners of your room. It's a nice. It's fun. You get to learn a lot of learnings. Try to avoid. It's another way to pass time. You know, since if you're not doing anything and you're just there inside, it's a nice way to pass time. You get to learn, you get to connect with other people rather than doing other things. All right, there you are. So, is there anything that you would want to plug?
What?
Is there anything that you would want to plug?
Okay. Since you mentioned a liver, I want to also plug a all those lies. So yeah, you could guys check them out. And for girls, I recommend. This is just a recommendations, okay? Since I also love her,
Uh-huh.
Alira. Elira
Oh.
Pandora from Nijisanji EM. I really love her voice. Her songs are when she goes on in karaoke streams. It's so soothing. It's so nice, and there are also times when she has this cute voice.
Mm.
It's nice. God,
Yeah, it's
okay. Yeah,
he's in the gray area.
he's such a AP, but Pomo says no. I mean,
No,
the Lazulite says no.
because he's the way that when you hear how he speaks in English, it's very good. A native.
Yeah, he's very fluent.
Yes, and of course the other one would be Shibuya Hal. He is a basically a VTuber gamer. Okay, so he's more on the Apex. He is a freelance. He's not tied up with any companies. Do check those VTubers if you don't have, if you have time or if you haven't. If you're a gamer, you can check these people. They're really good. All right, there you are. And of course, before we go, as I mentioned before, do follow our social handles. It's we have their Instagram, Twitter, YouTube channels. You can check them all out. For the YouTube channel, there will be an icon at the end of this video. You can just click for you to have an easier access and to check our videos. Anyhow, thank you for staying with us. Do subscribe, comment, and like the video. Okay, so that's about it for today. Thank you for joining us, and I hope that you would enjoy your journey to the virtual world. Okay, have a good day ahead. And the last word?
None.
None.
Bye.
Bye. All right, have a good day ahead. Okay,
Have a
bye
good day, yeah.
bye.
Bye bye.
Okay, well, let me just mute my Discord as I say my very, very last spiel. Alright, yes, thank you for joining us. Okay, we're a little bit awkward in a way since actually we're both friends for been like a long time in the cosplay community, and she was the one who introduced me to the virtual world. Now I was playing Genshin and I'm a deluxe simp. As you know, I've always mentioned that in my stream. And she showed me like a gacha of Kanae, and then I got, wow, he's a deluxe simp. So there, I tried watching morning. So yeah, it's nice to have someone with you during the insomnia times. And there, his voice became like a lullaby to me. His voice is not my typical voice that I really like is like Oliver Evans, but it's why I'm so amazed how I got into Kanae. So there you are. So that is the virtual world. It's not easy living in a high tech technology, but this is a way to have your comfort. It's like a gateway to everything. So I hope that you can check out some VTubers and know about them, and I hope that maybe if you find someone that you like, you are able to also, get into it. But it's okay if not, but I hope that you could check them out. Thank you for staying with me. It was fun. It was fun. I really had a good time. So now then, I'll be seeing you around. Maybe I'll be doing a solo Apex stream later. Because, yeah, I need to practice. I need to practice playing. Now then, have a good day ahead and